Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. Design Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I want to talk about HAARP, the High Aurora Active Research Program, where this array of radiographs fires up pulses of electricity into the ionosphere to measure it and to look at changes with the ionosphere, or at least that's the legit story behind HAARP. However, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that circle around HAARP and exactly what it does. And some people are thinking that this is going to cause some sort of holographic projection in time that shows some sort of alien invasion and all sorts of other things. And it's got all different code words and code names for this thing to happen. However, I'm thinking maybe HAARP isn't as sinister as what people are making out. And perhaps this isn't to do with bouncing off radio waves to create some sort of massive hologram. I mean, let's face it, it's been going now for, at least 10 years. Probably even twice that, in fact. And we haven't seen it used that way. Not with hard, concrete evidence of it, anyway. Now, something that we're long overdue is what's called a polar shift. A shift between the North Pole and the South Pole, where the North Pole becomes the South Pole, a complete reversal of our poles. Our sun swaps poles every 11 years. Now, we're long overdue a polar reversal. If that happens, we're talking apocalyptic type events, people, inside the viewerverse, I guess. Now, I'm wondering whether HAARP and other facilities like it, because HAARP isn't alone. I mean, there's facilities in Russia and other parts of the world that are very similar to HAARP. I'm wondering whether they're trying to keep the ionosphere charged magnetically to keep the poles as they are. I mean, yes, polar wobble happens roughly about 25 miles per year, but it usually wobbles one way, then it corrects itself. And the polar waves look very much like you're seeing on the TV right now. But in recent years, that's been changing. It's gone very sporadic. It's all over the frickin' shop at the moment, which shouldn't really happen. The poles should just frickin' swap. You know, it's a bit odd, to be fair. So the world is like a giant magnet with the south and north poles inside of it. So technically, it shouldn't go all craziness. You know, when you put a magnet to another magnet, they just flip, you know? And that's kind of what should happen with the Earth. And I kind of feel that that gives it a sort of reset. You know, so in a roundabout way, I'm wondering whether our gravity through different sort of eons has been different. I mean, this is how it's looking right now. This is a recent model of how our actual magnetic poles look. They don't look as wavy and as davy as they used to look. And this shields us from solar radiation, as this is pointed out as well. Now, if it does flip, there could be a chance that that might, you know, cause some sort of solar sort of inactivities or massive blackouts. But also, the actual Aurora Borealis has been heading further and further south into the northern regions of our hemisphere. We can see the Aurora Borealis right here in England. So the actual poles themselves are actually responsible for a lot inside this world, including navigation, hence why you saw a load of birds migrating there, and also turtles. Yeah, so it's going to affect a lot of compasses within inside of animals, and it already is. We're seeing birds dropping out of the sky in various places, or strange behaviour with fish swimming in circles inside of our oceans. I honestly think some sort of polar wobble is happening right now, maybe even the early stages of some sort of polar magnetic reversal. But what if HAARP and other facilities like it have been maintaining our ionosphere and stopping this magnetic shift from happening? And perhaps even these conspiracy theories that we've seen emerging around some sort of holographic projection and doomsday sort of stuff going on is just a shield. Maybe they created that conspiracy, put it out there to make people sound slightly bonkers, so people look at HAARP and go, oh yeah, that thing, I want to know all about that, that's this, that and the other. It's going to be all, you know, holographical, and it's going to make a picture of God appear in the atmosphere or something. I don't know. I think it's more to save us from a polar reversal. And we can see evidence of polar reversals happening, and we haven't really seen much evidence of holographic projections happening anytime soon. So I just think that maybe HAARP might not be as sinister as what some of the conspiracy theorists are making out, but at the same time, if I'm right, this is proper, maybe even scarier. So do you think HAARP might actually be doing some good for the actual ionosphere? Or do you think it is something quite sinister? Some people have even said that this thing is causing earthquakes and massive typhoons. So yeah, sound up in the comments. Let me know what you think on HAARP. I do like the odd conspiracy theory. This isn't one of my favourites, but it's one that I thought I would touch on. Mainly because I'm seeing some airfields actually having to repaint their runways because they're off by kilter massively due to the current wobble that's happening within inside of our planet. But could it be that HAARP has helped stave that off from doing a full flip? Till next time, goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. HAARP. There we go. Cheery bye, people.